André Bazin. André Bazin was a French film critic and film theorist. He wanted to create new definition about film adaptations.
Bazin concentrated on objective reality and lack of montage projects. He believed that the interpretation of a film or a scene should be left to the spectator. Film should also represent a director's personal vision.
He has written numerous texts in which he defends a certain branch of film theater, where he condemns cinema that tries to hide the fact that its subjects and structure stem from the theater. He approves of film theater since it never cheats and it's not afraid of showing its real nature.
The world be a target text. This was the question asked by André Bazin while he wanted to explain what exactly adaptation means and how people's attitude to this definition has changed. He said that traditional conception of adaptation is based on the notion of fidelity. People always had a necessity to record their thoughts or imaginations without even being aware they were making adaptations of the world from the very beginning. At first, a world was showing by using paintings, but then authors could have had their own interpretation of the world. Afterwards, we could see that during the first camera inventions there was a crash in perception of paintings and art. Art's role in the world was endangered to become useless. Then art went to own direction, expressionism, abstractionism, in an opposition to previous realism in art. Camera was a new invention, a thing which could help in making more objective pictures.
The role of the world of showing has been changed. If photograph is the best way of keeping fidelity, a line of photographs is pure as well. There's space for free interpretations. It helps keeping pure fidelity of showing reality. Bazin conceives cinema as a cinematic expansion of photography, which he sees as a mimetic medium. He opposes the pure cinema to the cinema of literary adaptations, which would lack the specific cinematographic language. His remarks on specificity need to be interpreted in this respect. According to André Bazin, in movie making, the value of cinematographic creation is proportionate with the notion of fidelity. Good adaptations must strive to evoke the essentials of the adapted work in word and in spirit.
Brian McFarlane was inspired by Black's structuralist theory of the existence of minimal units at a syntagmatic level. He identifies 4 types of units and functions. First of all, they are set in 2 categories. The first one is the distributional units, which are the main modal points in the story. They are separated in cardinal functions, which are the main events, and the catalyzers. Secondly, we have an integrational unit, which is the meat of the story. These are also separated in 2 units, the index proper and the informants. According to McFarlane, what can be transferred are the cardinal functions, which are the catalyzers and the informants, not the index proper, which is the psychological info. For this, a creative solution is needed, which is an adaptation proper.
No, it's not about monsters or horror films. It's all about the dialectics between showing and telling. According to Gaudriot, each film has 3 phases.
Pre-filmic corresponds to the manipulation of pre-filmic devices.
Staging.
Filmic or filmographic shooting, the manipulation of camera perspective.
Framing.
Post-filmic or montage, the manipulation of the images.
The first and second phases emphasize the demonstration, while the second phase, post-filmic, is devoted to narration. These 3 phases, they stress the intermediatic nature of the media. Narration and monstration, the dialectics between showing and telling.
Together they contribute to the creation of the filmic product, where Gaudriot, against traditions like Broadwell,
argues for the importance of a narrative entity, the abstract, ever-present instance of a narrator.
Le méga-narrateur.
It's all about evolution, a Darwinian approach to cinematic adaptation.
These 2 talk about remediation.
The idea of a new media replaced an old media.
just as an image would be replacing a mere text, remedy.
This was very criticized belief in supersession of a medium by another, the survival of all media through adaptation.
Myths, novels, films, virtual reality.
Okay.
Nowadays, we can create virtually everything. Bolter's and Gruzin's idea of transparency and immediacy on the one hand and hypermediacy on the other are visible in this very film.
There is no semiotic makeup.
It's a transparent medium that provides the illusion of a direct, unmediated access to reality.
But we can also move in the direction of hypermediacy, a true ode to the medium.
And multiple media can be nowadays easily integrated on the same platform.
However, it is important to realize that today, media develop and coexist more in complex network than in basic supersession.
Information is available in different formats today, and coding, made available by processes of transfer and adaptation, as we have seen before.
So today, phenomena of media convergence are omnipresent not only for economical reasons.
Companies more and more tend to own different media and thus spread their products horizontally.
But also because technology, with the explosion of the virtual, allows for an era of hyper and multimedia.
Finally, in a world of multimedia and ubiquitous information, where forms of adaptation are a daily request, the boundaries of source and target change repeatedly and can hardly be retraced.